Hello viewers, once again I want to welcome you to McAwiti TV. I've again felt that I need to share with you some of the things that you need to know about when should you marry. I know so many young people in college are deeply worried about when they should be marrying. And so many people also ask them back in the village that, oh my friend, you're becoming so much big in your village. You're growing too much. Can you marry? Let me tell you, when it comes to the question about when one should marry, you need to consider the following factors. Number one, consider when you have established something that can sustain your family. Do you have something that sustains your family? Do you have some business that can sustain your wife, that can sustain your firstborn if maybe God will bless you with a child? Do you have something that will sustain you? Or are you still going to beg salt from your mother? Are you still going to beg? Are you still going to borrow some plates from your grandmother? Do you have a house? That is a very interesting question. Where are you going to reside with your wife or with your husband when you're married? Do you have a place that you stay? Or you still sleeping with or you still sleeping at your grandmother's place? Or you still moving around in your brothers and in your sisters, in your relatives' homes? Think about where you're going to reside. Do you have it? If not, please make sure that you have a place where you are going to reside immediately after your wedding. Consider that before you get married. When should you marry? Marry when you're satisfied that you have some little thing, some little amount of money to sustain your family. Marry when you know where you're going to reside. And this is why the old men in my culture, the Luo culture, used to ask, do you really have a lion? As a man you want to marry, do you have a lion? So many young people dream of marrying without lion. Where are you going to spend with your wife? Are you going to spend at your grandmother's house? Are you going to spend at your aunt's house? Make sure you have a place where you can spend, where you can reside after your wedding or after prayers have been offered to you. Make sure that you have some food to eat. Do you have food? Yes, you want to marry. Do you have food? Or you still begging for pocket money from your mother? Or still begging for pocket money from your uncle who is in the military? Or you're still begging money from your friends? Yes? Now, make sure you have food. Make sure you have a place where you're going to reside. Number three, I said the first one that do you have some food? That is, do you have some business, or have you started some business, or have you completed some basic education? In Kenya, the laws will not allow you to marry if you're still under 18. So make sure that immediately you're after 18, do you have a house? Do you have food? Or have you started some business that can sustain you? Don't wait until you become a multi-millionaire to marry. I know so many people are waiting that, oh, I'm still making money. I still don't have enough money to sustain my family. I want to build a very big house. I want to have a mansion. That is when I can marry. My friend, you may not make it. And you may find that it will be, your age will be moving towards 70. And you'll be growing tired that you don't have energy to look after your young children. I'm saying that the other thing that you must consider when you should marry, when you now have a right to make a choice. So many young people, so many people grow up to the ages of 40, up to the ages of 50, without having the authority to make decisions. Can you decide on your own? Can you decide, or it's still your mother who decides for you? It's still your father who decides for you? When your mother says that you go right, you go right. When your dad says you go left, you go left. I'm not saying that you don't listen to advices from your parents or from your guardians, but I'm saying that have you come of age mentally that you can decide on your own that you marry? When should you marry? Marry when you have the understanding of making right choices, when you can differentiate between black and white. Don't say that, oh, my friend pushed me, or I was pushed into marriage, or after my college this lady decided this lady told me that we want to settle down. I've loved you so much in college. Do not be pushed by friends. You must have reached a point in time when you can make a choice alone. Can you make a choice? Can you decide on your own? We will advise you as your friends, yes. But are you really sure that you can make a choice of your own? Are you really sure that you will decide on your own? Some issues may be so much tough that you don't need advices too much from friends, relatives, you may get confused. It reaches a point when you decide alone. I want to tell you that making a choice will help you even decide on the type of man that wants to marry you, the type of woman that you want to marry. Because then you will be saying that, oh, my grandmother pushed me into marrying this guy. Oh, my father pushed me into marrying this lady. Oh, I don't know what happened to me. I cannot tell exactly what took place. I'm still wondering how he came to marry you. I'm still wondering how I came to marry him. I'm still not in terms how I was seduced into this marriage affair. Be of age. Be mentally fit. Decide on your own that you want to be married, that you want to marry. Go and marry. Don't fear the challenges that are in marriage. Like you told of the rose flower, even though they are so much good, underneath the rose flower, there are some small thorns. And so you told about these small thorns that it's not all that rose in marriage. There will be ups and downs. Things may not be very easy the way you think. Things may change. It may be sunny today, tomorrow it will be rain. Stop telling your people, your brothers and sisters late in marriage that, you know, this lady I've married, I was not prepared to marry her. It was a result of some push from my colleagues, from my family members, and I was growing so old. Decide that you want to marry and marry that lady. Don't regret. Get into life with a lot of courage and you will succeed. When should you marry? Marry when you have food, or maybe you've completed your basic education, you can start out some life. Marry when you have a place to reside in. Don't marry when you're still popping left, right, and center into your relatives' places that you knock in. January, you're in your aunt's place. When it comes to March, you're in your grandmother's place. You keep on roaming around. Then we can qualify that, honestly speaking, you're not qualified to marry. I've spoken some few facts about when you should marry. So don't say that I was pushed. Oh, I'm still very young. Oh, I have not accumulated wealth. I want to tell you that you will grow in marriage and you will accumulate the much you want together. You don't have to be a multimillionaire to say that you're not qualified to marry. Bye-bye. See you next time on McAwiti TV.